Excellent. Thank you very much. Hi, my name is John Robinson. I'm the Chief Technology Officer with SureFi. SureFi is a company that started about 4 years ago, and what we've done is we've developed a long-range radio module. This is what it looks like right here. It's really the first radio module that's been designed from the ground up to do heavy penetration. So it's in the 900 megahertz. We use a frequency modulation called chirp spread spectrum, which is a technology that's been around for years, but it's only been the last 5 years that computing power has been able to be small enough and fast enough to be able to actually translate the data in real time. And so we've designed this radio from the ground up for that purpose of long range and high penetration. And so this will be able to get into metal boxes, enclosures, outside of Faraday cages, stuff that typical RF can't do. We've developed a product line based off of this radio module, but the product that we're really excited about is called our serial data bridge. And what it does is it will take RS-232 and RS-45 data or other serialized data and be able to transmit it without any cellular networks, without any infrastructure in place for that. Where this really shines is although you can transmit low amounts of data over this, what's really going to shine is in voice audio. So we've got developers that are currently working on an audio bridge and essentially an audio system where you can transmit voice over these radios. And a good example of this is for firefighters. Right now, if a firefighter goes into an elevator, they're instructed to make communication when they go in and go out because their walkie-talkies, their radios don't work out of an elevator. Our system, because it's designed for that high penetration, can work in and out of those elevators, in and out of those situations where typical RF just can't reach. And so we're really excited about this this product. It's really going to be a platform for us to be able to develop applications for different markets, for industrial controls, anything where there's low amounts of data, but important to be able to have that industry standard connector, industry grade connection that most people just aren't used to with Wi-Fi or other RF technologies, where the reliability needs to be there.
John, the product's in market today?
So we have a line of probably about 12 different products that use our radio module. The serial data bridge that we've got right now, we're actually releasing this coming week as a product for people to purchase. We do have different applications that are built on that radio module, sorry, on the serial data, essentially some applications for some of our clients that aren't necessarily off the shelf ready for people, but this particular bridge will be available for purchase for the general public starting next week.
Who's your target market?
For this one, it's probably going to be a broad range of people because it's a pretty generic bridge. There's lots of different markets that could use it. We know of several building automation companies that use the RS-232 to control different products, where running a wire or having a dedicated cell service for them just isn't feasible. They have a monthly recurring cost with the cell service to be able to get the data out there, whereas this can do it wirelessly with no infrastructure required. So most of our lines are essentially wire replacements.
What does, if I'm going all the way into a basement of a big hospital, and I want to replace that wire with your device, what's my cost?
So it depends on the application. Most of them are in the $400 to $500 range. So okay. We have a bridge right now that's our biggest seller. It's for access control. There's a protocol that's been around for 50 plus years called Wiegand. It's essentially a 3-wire low voltage line that is very insecure. You can actually put a sniffer on it and it will detect the ones and zeros that are going across them, so you can get people's ID cards as they scan them. What we do is we take those and send it wirelessly across our radio module, decrypt and output on the other side. That bridge right now runs about $336 for kind of our pro pricing, and but it makes essentially that signal more secure. And that's our biggest seller right now is that access control bridge. Although access control is going to more serialized, more secure data that way, and so this is going to become, the serial data bridge is going to become a platform for us to be able to integrate with some of the security companies and be able to transmit their data wirelessly.
I think the first part of what you started, your answer there got cut off, which might have been the most important part of it. But you're saying that
between $400 and $500 is kind of the target price for our bridges.
But somebody has the existing Wiegand's reader,
mm-hmm.
and then you're going to put your device in between. I heard that you were going to start to deal with it, but then the video went frozen.
Okay. Okay, my apologies. So we replaced the wire that would typically run from a door or a gate to an access control system.
Okay.
So whether that's a retrofit where the wire gets damaged or they're replacing a component, or whether it's on a new install where the installer just doesn't want to have to run 800 feet of cable through the ceiling, we can do that wirelessly.
How established is the competition for that?
So right now, there's not really any competition in the market for this type of radio module. If you think of RF right now, and a great example is the cellular networks, they're going the opposite direction that we are. They're trying to get as much data as possible. The more data you transmit, the less range that you can actually transmit that data. And so with this 5G networks that are going up, they're going to have 4, 5, 10 times as many cell towers to be able to get those higher data rates. We've gone the opposite direction. In order to get that range and that penetration, we've decreased the amount of data that we do transmit on that. And so it's kind of going the opposite direction. We've got a niche in it, especially in the access control market right now. There was one product that was released probably about 8 or 9 years ago using 900 megahertz. Our bridge probably got 10 to 20 times the distance of it, and at probably about a quarter of the cost of it as well. But that competitive product in that market doesn't exist. You cannot purchase it.
Got it.
And how are you going to market, John, with this suite of products? Going direct to dealers, direct to end users, distribution, reps? How are you going to market?
So we initially went through a distribution channel, but then recently we've made a shift to a dealer direct. And the reason for that is that we noticed that the distributors that we were going through weren't offering much more than order taking. And so we decided, we can take orders just as well as they can. We're providing the customer service for it. We're providing the support, all of that. And so we decided we might as well just go dealer direct. And so we still actually have our distributors that we originally had ordering from us at a slightly discounted price. But it's through a dealer direct model that we're doing right now.
So go back to Robert's, it might have been one of his initial question, hospital access on throughout the hospital. How many devices and what's the capability of an individual device?
So an individual device can typically go a mile through heavy obstructions. That's in and out of metal boxes, enclosures, between buildings, that type of stuff. It'll do more than 50 miles line of sight. Because each individual device is uniquely identified at manufacturing, you can have essentially an unlimited number of devices within the same area. We've got built-in acknowledgments and retries into the system so that if there is a missed packet, that it'll automatically retry it and send it again. And it's all based off of the unique ID that's associated with each device. In our campus here, we have access control on all 72 doors in one building, and we've got about another 82 doors in 2 other buildings on the campus, and we don't have any interference or any issues with those. Honestly, we haven't put more than that in a single place, but technically you could have an unlimited number of devices within the same area.
Okay.
And the key for that is that they're not transmitting continually. They're transmitting on events essentially. So when there's a device or an event that triggers the transmission, it'll transmit it.
I don't have any more questions.
I'm good.
Great, thank you.